What's up, Warriors? How you guys doing? Are you ready for another episode? Episode 6. Before we get into episode 6, guys, I need your help. Please share, like, comment on this episode if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this on Spotify, give me a rating. Review my podcast. If you're listening to this on Apple, do the same thing. Google, do the same thing. Amazon, do the same thing. Whatever you're listening to this on, give me a review. Let the people know that I am here. I am here. We are here. Let's go. What's up, Warriors? Welcome back to another episode, Season 5, Episode 6. I'm your host, Brian, a.k.a. The Warrior. Guys, how are you doing? How are you doing? This year is going by fast. We're heading into November. Wowzers. We're getting the numbers up in this season. We are getting the numbers up in this season. I want to first say thank you to all the people that have been listening, via the audio. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you. Please share this so we can grow it even bigger, have a bigger community of warriors. We're coming up on some milestones. And we're definitely going to celebrate them, because we should celebrate every win, right? When we wake up in the morning, that's a win, right? Absolutely. We take that breath, that's a win. Absolutely. So we need to celebrate all wins. And I'm definitely going to celebrate the next milestone that we hit. It's been a long journey. Oh, man, it's been a long journey. It's not a humongous milestone, but it is a milestone to say the least. All right. So when it comes, I will let you guys know. Again, just keep sharing, keep telling people about the podcast. And please leave a review. That helps. That helps me get to, in the algorithm, a better chance to be seen. So make sure you review the podcast, Spotify, Apple, subscribe to the channel, or subscribe to the show on those platforms. If you're watching this on YouTube, do the same thing. Turn on your notification, leave a comment, share it, and like it, all right? As you see there, episode 6, I won't complain. Before we get into the show real quick, big shout outs to Jay Finney and the One Auto Movement. They're doing great things out there in Arizona, giving back to the community, putting on tons of events for the community. If you love cars, that's your passion, go ahead and check out the website, oneautomovement.com. And especially if you're on the West Coast and you live in Arizona, I'm pretty sure you already know about what he's doing out there. But go ahead and check out the website at oneautomovement.com. All right. The shirt look good on me, don't it? It's green. I love it. I won't complain. A lot of you guys know my past. Know that we're from a less fortunate upbringing. We didn't have much. We hopped around from family houses to family houses. We lived with our pastors, or our pastor, I should say. We walked to grocery stores, walked to church. My family has heavily depended on God for everything, and that's how I know. That's why my faith and believe in God is so real, because I've seen the things that we went through and the doors that He opened for my family. Like, this is not a preaching sermon. I'm just telling you about my family to give you the foundation of the episode. I won't complain, right? Many times We went without. Many times we didn't have, and I never saw, and which is crazy. My memory of my childhood as a young, as being the oldest, but very young, I remember so many things. And I don't know why I remember all these things, but I remember so much. I don't know how, but I remember so much. Um, I never remember seeing my mom and dad complaining. Um, I remember seeing my mom always praying, but never complaining. I remember seeing my dad always working. Um, I don't know what he did on the way from his, drive from work or whatever the case, but I never saw them complaining. Um, so that was instilled in me as a young Padawan, right? It was instilled in me to, you know, don't complain. As we got older, we weren't allowed to complain. You know, we was told to be grateful for what we had, because it could be worse. We were told to, be grateful and be happy for what you have, because it could be worse. Move on. As I got older and I became my own, making my own life decisions and choices, and putting myself in bad situations, and causing a lot of issues that had me complaining because of my bad choices. Even then, my mom would be like, "How are you complaining? You have 2 cars, a job, and an apartment that you pay for. What are you complaining about?" And because she wasn't up for no nonsense. And I remember telling her that I felt like I was about ready to lose my mind. I would get my checks, and they were they were worthless checks at the time. That's how I felt. They were worthless. They like, what am I supposed to do with this? At the time, I was paying child support, and they were taking a lot. And my mom was like, "You still maintaining your car payments, your rent, and your eating. What are you complaining about? Yes, it's hard, but you made these decisions, you made these choices, and now these are the repercussions." And then she would always say, "You will deal with it in mercy with God. God uh, will allow you to go through this in mercy." But at the time, I wasn't really listening to all that. I was mad and frustrated and complaining. But at the time, after that, and realizing the truth that she hit me with, it was truth. I had 2 cars. I knew people that were in my same situation that didn't have any vehicles. They were living with their baby mamas, or they were in jail. Um, Actually, I had just recently was recently released from jail because the judge allowed me to go. He had favor on me. He kept everyone else in jail. Um, and somehow I was walking the streets still complaining. Still complaining, blind to the situation, complaining, blind to all the good that was going on. But because this thing right here was not sitting with me well, I had to complain. As I've gotten older, and looking back at all the things that I've been through, it's hard to no, it's not even hard. Is I know that I have nothing to complain about. The things that uh, I have been shielded from, and um, God's hand, carrying me through certain things, and bringing me to where I am today. There's no, there's nothing I can complain about. A lot of things that we put our situation or put ourselves in, and we're complaining about it, is because we put ourselves there. When I look at my business, I sometimes feel like I should be doing more, or my numbers should be better than what they are. And then I take a step back and I realize maybe I'm not ready for that yet. Maybe it's not time for me to be at that number yet. Because let's say if I get to that number, right? What I'm going to do with it? What if I end up messing that number up? Right? What if I end up messing that number one up because I didn't take the time to be in the situation that I was in and to understand it, so when I got to where I needed to be with that number, I knew how to handle that. I'm learning that we just love to complain. And my message today is, don't complain. It's easy for us to complain. And I'm telling you, no matter what the situation is, don't complain. Because if you think about it, you either put yourself in that situation, and now it's time to learn from that situation so that next time you won't be in that situation, or it's a situation that you can actually absolutely detach from and reroute yourself to somewhere else. Or it's a situation that you can actually provide and create your own solution so that you don't have to be there no more. Either way, we shouldn't complain. We shouldn't complain, because it always could be worse. A lot of things that we go through in life, we choose to complain instead of highlighting the fact that this is a learning opportunity. This is an opportunity to be forever grateful, because it could be worse. Again, when I was about to lose my mind, I was so focused on the fact that I was paying so much in child support that I ignored that I had 2 cars. 2 cars. At that time was what, 2012? I believe it was 2012. So I had a 2009 BMW Coupe, and then I had a 2001 5 Series sedan. Had an apartment, had a little job. It wasn't the best job, but I had a job. I had money to put gas in my car to drive to my mom and daddy's house. I had money to put gas in the car to drive. I had money to pay the car. Yeah, I might not have extra money, but those were my responsibilities, right? Was the state taking an unfair amount of money? Who knows? I don't know. They probably were, but that was my bed, right? Who am I to complain about the situation that I created? Right? If we take more ownership and more accountability for our own actions, it makes it very hard to complain. Because once you start taking accountability and responsibility for self, you now have to engage in solution finding, or finding solutions, creating solutions. First, you have to recognize that it could be much worse. And after you do that, start creating your solutions to get up out of that situation, to better your situation. Today, we dealing in a society where everyone's complaining about everything. We have people complaining about the school system and all the nonsense that's coming in from the government and all this other garbage. Just back and forth, just complaining. when it's pretty simple. Detach yourself from it. Oh, it's not that. Yes, it is. It's super simple. Complaining about it is not changing it. It's not changing it. Find a solution. Find a solution and get out of it. At least on that realm. Get out of it. Personally, with dealing with personal things, again, like I said, a lot of those issues come from our own bad decision and bad choices. We can't complain about those. Because I'm pretty sure at that moment when we were making those decisions, we knew that this could be an outcome, right? We knew that this could be, the answer to the equation, that this was a possibility. So it's foolish of me to know that this is an answer, right? That's foolish of me to know that this is coming down the line and still complain about it. No more complaining, folks. Today, right now, whatever it is that we're complaining about, whatever it is that you're complaining about, whether it's your job, be thankful that you had a job. I remember when I didn't have a job, right? And then, I was kind of tore up about that. And then I got a job at Papa John's, and it was cool. And then the working staff was disappearing. The staff members were not around anymore. I hated going there. I was thankful for the job because I was working, but I hated going there because I knew that I was gonna have to deal with angry customers. But I didn't complain. I just I say my little vent piece, boom. Then I show up to work, and I will work. I wasn't at work going crazy and constantly keeping on the whole complaining, just complaining. I was working, and then I got fed up and I left it. It's important for us to, be able to show gratitude. It's important for us to find solutions to things that we definitely have control over. It's very important for us to do those things instead of just complaining. So today, tonight, this morning, whatever time you're listening to this episode, say it with me. I won't complain. No matter the situation, no matter the outcome, no matter what it is, I won't complain, because it could be worse, because it could be much more worse than it is now. I have a cold, my body ache. You could be dead. Someone didn't wake up. Someone did not wake up this morning. Someone didn't make it home tonight from their job. Someone probably died at work because of the stress levels or whatever. But you're here. Like my mom used to say, the church, everyone used to say this actually. We got movement in our hands, our fingers, arms move, legs move. You can breathe. I have my eyes work, my ears work, my brain. I have control over my mind. There's nothing to complain about. There's people out there with nothing right now. Every time, like I said, I look at my business and I look at my financial situation, and then I realize I'm donating. I'm donating to an organization that helps veterans that who are struggling, who have nothing, and it brings me back down to, okay, like when I think I want to complain, I think about that. I definitely, I try to tell my son all the time, I was like, we got to stop the complaining. It could be worse. It could be worse. It could be this. It could be that. So get out of the bad habits of complaining and start getting in the habit of being grateful, appreciative. Do this before Thanksgiving comes. So when Thanksgiving does come, so when that so when Thanksgiving so when Thanksgiving comes, you are truly, truly, truly grateful for that day. Instead of, all right, it's November, Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm thankful for family and I'm thankful that we have this table full of food. We need to practice being thankful 365. You know how you do that? By not complaining. All right. So, guys, I hope this episode was thought provoking. I hope it was more insight to who I am, how I operate, how I think. Um, we're learning. We're learning. I was just thinking about something else, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. So let's go ahead and jump into our contacts. Warriors Collection Network, guys. We're building this thing. Make sure you follow me on IG Warriors _ collection _ Warriors _ collection _ network. 2 profiles on IG. Follow both of them. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, turn on the notification. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like, leave a comment, tell me your thoughts, tell me how you feel about this episode and past episodes. Follow me on Twitter at cthroit1. All right, TikTok Warriors Collection Brand. I'm trying to get to that elusive 1,000 mark, so we can do some live conversations on certain topics. Let's grow there. Let's grow that. Let's grow that platform. All right. The audio side, Anchor.fm. If you're wanting to just consume the podcast in audio mode, here it is: Anchor FM, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Overcast, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. I nailed it all. There we go. So, guys, make sure, right? Why is my lower third not popping up? That's insane. We'll have to fix that. But make sure we're being more grateful. We're having an abundance of gratitude. We're thankful. And realize and know that it could always be worse than what it is. If there is a situation that you are in, it's probably because you put yourself in that situation, and now it is time to learn, better yourself, and come out of that situation stronger. It might be hard. It might be exhausting. You might feel like you about to lose your mind. God is with you. He's going to bring you through in mercy. All right? Remember that. No matter what's going on. No matter what's going on. Be thankful. Be thankful. All right? So with that being said, guys, I hope you have a great week. Stay safe. Remember to share this podcast so we can grow these numbers, so we can have a bigger reach, so we can bring in as many people as possible to hopefully be a light, be an example so we can touch people in different ways. All right. So I'm your host, Brian, aka The Warrior. This is the Warriors Vision Podcast. Guys, until next time, be an asset, train hard, train smart. Peace.